The saga of Julius Caesar is an intricate tapestry woven with threads of ambition, power struggles, and betrayal, which ultimately shaped the course of Roman history. While the assassination on the Ides of March in 44 BC stands as a watershed moment, it is crucial to explore the multitude of conspiracies that almost led to his downfall long before that tragic day. This narrative will delve deep into the hidden machinations of Rome's elite, unveiling the near misses and clandestine plots that threatened to unravel Caesar's ambitions. By illuminating these conspiracies, we can gain a richer understanding of the political landscape of the Roman Republic, the complexities of Caesar's character, and the precariousness of power in ancient Rome. To comprehend the threats that loomed over Caesar, one must first examine the political landscape of the Roman Republic during his rise. The Republic was characterized by a delicate balance of power among various factions, including the Senate, the popular assemblies, and military leaders. However, by the time of Caesar's ascent, this balance had eroded, giving way to factional strife, corruption, and social unrest. The Senate, once revered as the heart of Roman governance, had become a breeding ground for ambition and deceit, with senators jockeying for power in a system rife with clientelism and personal vendettas. Caesar, a member of the esteemed Julian family, skillfully navigated this treacherous landscape. His military victories in Gaul not only expanded Rome's territories, but also garnered him immense popularity among the plebeians. Yet his rise was met with fierce resistance from the senatorial elite, who perceived him as a direct threat to their power and privileges. The political machinations surrounding Caesar's ascent were tumultuous, with rivalries intensifying as he gained influence and prestige. Among his chief rivals were Gnaeus Pompeius Magnus, commonly known as Pompey, and Marcus Tullius Cicero. Pompey, once a close ally in the First Triumvirate, began to view Caesar's growing power with increasing alarm. Cicero, a staunch defender of the Republic, feared that Caesar's populism would undermine the Senate's authority. As tensions mounted, whispers of conspiracy began to circulate, echoing through the marble halls of the Senate like a gathering storm. One of the earliest threats against the stability of the Republic was the Catilinarian conspiracy of 63 BC, orchestrated by Lucius Sergius Catilina, or Catiline. Although the primary target of Catiline's machinations was the Senate and its members, Caesar's increasing popularity positioned him as a potential threat to the conspirators' goals. Catiline sought to incite a revolt among Rome's disenchanted citizens, advocating for debt relief and land redistribution, which resonated with the lower classes but alarmed the elite. Cicero, then consul, received intelligence about Catiline's plans and took decisive action, delivering a series of speeches that exposed the conspiracy and rallied the Senate against it. The conspirators were apprehended, and Catiline fled Rome, but the incident left an indelible mark on the political atmosphere. The mere existence of such a conspiracy set a precedent, illustrating the lengths to which desperate individuals might go to reclaim power. In this charged environment, Caesar, although not directly involved, was increasingly viewed as a potential ally for future insurrections against the senatorial elite. As Caesar embarked on his military campaigns in Gaul, his success further exacerbated the tensions simmering within Rome. His conquests not only expanded the Roman Republic, but also enriched him, granting him the loyalty of seasoned soldiers who shared in the spoils of war. With every victory, Caesar's fame and fortune grew, intensifying the envy of his rivals, particularly Pompey. The fracture between Caesar and Pompey deepened as they both vied for control over the loyalty of Rome's populace. As Pompey's influence waned, his growing fears regarding Caesar's ambitions transformed into a desire to eliminate him as a threat. The Senate, increasingly dominated by Pompey's supporters, became a breeding ground for conspiratorial discussions aimed at curtailing Caesar's power. The backdrop of these events was marked by the struggle for supremacy within the Roman political sphere, where alliances shifted like sand. A cohort of senators, driven by a mixture of jealousy and a desperate need to preserve their status, began to plot against Caesar. It was during this period that the seeds of the dagger conspiracy began to take root, fueled by fear and resentment. By the late 40s BC, as Caesar's power grew increasingly pronounced, a faction of the Senate, disillusioned by their inability to thwart his ambitions through traditional political means, began to conspire openly against him. Among the key figures in this burgeoning conspiracy were Gaius Cassius Longinus and Marcus Junius Brutus, who would ultimately play pivotal roles in the assassination plot. The conspirators gathered in secrecy, meeting under the cover of darkness in private homes and secluded locations. Their discussions were fraught with tension, and the stakes could not have been higher. They understood that removing Caesar would create a vacuum of power that could lead to civil war, but they believed they had no choice. They felt compelled to act before Caesar's potential dictatorship became a reality. The conspirators devised several assassination attempts, but timing proved to be their greatest enemy. Each planned attack was thwarted by a twist of fate, be it Caesar's unexpected change in schedule or the arrival of urgent business that diverted his attention. One assassination attempt was foiled when a severe thunderstorm delayed their plan, while another was disrupted when a group of Caesar's loyal soldiers unexpectedly accompanied him to the Senate. These near misses only intensified the resolve of the conspirators. As they plotted and strategized, the atmosphere within the Senate grew increasingly charged, with the lines between friend and foe blurring. Their meetings became more frequent, with members sharing their fears and frustrations over Caesar's unchecked power. As the tension reached a boiling point, the conspirators finally settled on the Ides of March, March 15th, as their date to act. The choice was symbolic. The Ides marked a significant day in the Roman calendar, often associated with new beginnings. Little did they know that it would also herald the end of an era. As the day approached, the conspirators worked diligently to secure support among the senators, knowing that they needed to present a united front to ensure the success of their plot. The conspirators engaged in a mix of calculated persuasion and coercion, rallying support from those who felt threatened by Caesar's growing authority. They played on the fears of their fellow senators, painting a vivid picture of a future where Caesar ruled as a dictator, dismantling the very foundations of the Republic. They urged their peers to see the assassination as a necessary act of patriotism and a restoration of the Republic's honor. On the eve of the Ides of March, Caesar received multiple warnings about the impending danger. Among these was a prophetic dream that forewarned him of betrayal. Despite the ominous signs, Caesar chose to dismiss these warnings, demonstrating both his arrogance and his belief in his invincibility. This dismissal would prove tragic, as it reflected a deep-seated confidence that his military might and popularity would protect him from harm. On the day of the assassination, the conspirators gathered at the theater of Pompey, where the Senate was convening. As Caesar entered the hall, he was surrounded by the conspirators, who had concealed daggers beneath their togas. What followed was a scene of chaos and betrayal. The moment Caesar recognized the intent of his supposed allies, it was too late. As they descended upon him, he famously uttered the words, "Et tu, brute?" A heart-wrenching realization of his betrayal by someone he regarded as a son. Caesar's assassination sent shockwaves throughout Rome and the wider Republic. The very act intended to restore power to the Senate only succeeded in plunging Rome into civil war. The conspirators, believing they had preserved the Republic, were instead met with a fierce backlash. Civil strife erupted as Caesar's loyalists and supporters sought vengeance, ultimately leading to the rise of a new power structure. In the ensuing chaos, the alliances formed by the conspirators crumbled. The power vacuum created by Caesar's death set the stage for the rise of Octavian, later known as Augustus, who would emerge as the first emperor of Rome. The dreams of a restored republic vanished as the vision of an empire took shape. The aftermath of Caesar's assassination served as a poignant reminder of the fragility of power. The very conspiracies that sought to protect the republic ultimately paved the way for its demise. The political landscape of Rome was irrevocably altered, and the ideals of democracy and republicanism faded into the annals of history. The story of the conspiracies against Julius Caesar is a tale rich in intrigue and betrayal, revealing the delicate dance of power within the Roman Republic. Each near miss and plot that could have changed history serves as a testament to the complexities of ambition and the consequences of political rivalry. The Ides of March stands not only as the day of Caesar's death, but as a poignant turning point that underscored the precariousness of power and the depths of human ambition. In this ever-shifting landscape, the ambitions of men led not only to the downfall of a leader, but also to the transformation of an entire civilization, ushering in a new era defined by the very empire that rose from the ashes of the Republic.